Hello everyone, welcome to our Thursday night Facebook Live. I hope you're having Eric's making fun of me. Hello! I hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday. You've had a great week, hopefully. I gotta tell you guys, I have been busy talking to many people, helping them fix their guts. And this morning, I actually slept for 12 hours last night. It was fantastic. So I highly recommend that. If you are trying to fix your gut, y'all need some sleep. Anyways, tonight we are going to be diving into, what the heck are we talking about? We're talking about food. We're going to be talking about why food isn't actually the problem and what is. So, this is, a topic that I had to pull the whiteboard out for. And when I bring the whiteboard out, y'all know it's going to be a serious topic tonight. We're going to be diving in deep. And if you didn't have a chance to watch last week's Facebook Live, we talked all about bad bacteria. Tonight's going to be a bit of a continuation of that. We started to dive into what's going on inside your gut. And tonight we're going to take it one step further. So, here's the thing. A lot of people, so many people, get into this rut of eliminating their foods. And so they're eliminating not just inflammatory foods, but when you're working with gas, bloating, diarrhea, and constipation, often you might be thinking, well, I eat, I bloat, it must be the food. And so you start thinking like broccoli's the issue, or garlic's the issue, or maybe you just shouldn't eat any grains anymore. And so you get into this spot where you're eliminating and eliminating and eliminating, and eventually a couple of things are either happening. You're either running out of foods to eat and your symptoms are not getting any better, or you're getting to a spot where you're like, I'm restricting and that's not working, so the hell with it. I'm gonna eat whatever I want. and then that's not working. You're ending up in this constant gut flare no matter what you're doing. And here's the really, really important, critical, crucial, important point that I want you to remember is that food is not the problem, and eliminating your foods is only going to make your gut worse. It's going to make your gut worse, guys. Following restrictive diets like the low FODMAP diet, GAPS diet, keto diet, paleo, all the things, they're not going to fix your gut. And when we start to get into this restricted state where we start to have food fear, and we're scared to go out into the world and maybe go to restaurants and eat with family or friends or any social activity that involves food, quite frankly, and you're scared to be there, that's a problem. And when we are taking out these good whole, good quality foods, then we're really starting to starve your body of the good nutrients that are going to not only help to keep bad bacteria out, but they're also going to help feed your good bacteria. And so this is why restrictive diets are not working. They are making your gut worse by starving you of the good fuel you need and not actually getting to what is causing the problem. So that's what I want to show you guys tonight. What the heck is the problem then, you might be thinking? If it's not the food, what do I need to do? I'm going to show you that tonight. So I'm going to show you exactly what's going on in your gut. Now, first of all, this is your gut. And inside your gut, you're going to have food particles. And you should also have digestive enzymes. Now, these digestive enzymes are like tiny Pac-Men, and they like to go through and help to break down these food particles. And they also help to keep your gut acidic. And that's important to keep bad bacteria out. Now, you should also have some good bacteria. And these good bacteria are playing many different roles, not just supporting your gut. They do help to break down your foods. They do act like little bouncers at the door, keeping the bad bacteria out. But they're going to play roles from everything from your immune system to even your mood. So if you're struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, a depleted good bacteria is not a good situation, because these little good guys help to stimulate your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, and it starts right in your gut. So we need these good bacteria, and you'll also have some amount of bad bacteria. Don't panic, we've all got it going on, but the problem really becomes when the bad bacteria are taking over and we have more of the bad guys than we do the good guys. So here's where things start to fall apart. This is, in the perfect world, what your gut would look like. But the problem is we have this wear and tear. I keep getting caught here. We have this wear and tear that's happening on our gut over a lifetime, right? Kind of like your car. Your car has wear and tear. The big differentiating factor here, though, is that we have been taught how to do maintenance on our car. We consistently do oil changes. You might be late for one, and then your mechanic's going to give you shit, right? And then you're going to get back on track again, because if you do not keep up on those oil changes, you're going to need an engine rebuild, and that shit's expensive, right? So that's what's happening with our gut, is we have all this wear and tear that's happened over the lifetime of our gut. No maintenance, though. We've never been taught how to do maintenance on our gut. So things like stress. Who here has ever experienced stress in their life? Give me a big YE yes. Drop it in the comments. Let me know if you've ever experienced stress at any point in your life. How about antibiotics? Have you ever had to take an antibiotic before? What about age? Well, we're all screwed because we're all getting older. That's inevitable. Environmental toxins, even for those adrenaline junkies who like roller coasters. Surprisingly, that can actually affect your gut. Eating the same foods all of the time. There's so many daily stressors that put pressure onto your gut. And here's what eventually happens. It starts to deplete your digestive enzymes. And if you're just joining us, I'll remind you, those guys help to keep the gut acidic, to keep bad bacteria out, and they also help to digest your foods. But all of that other wear and tear is also going to deplete your good bacteria. And these two are playing a really, really important role. So now, here's the big problem. You're still eating because you're putting that gas in your tank, but it's kind of like having holes in your gas tank at this point. Because these food particles, they're not being broken down properly, they start rubbing up on the gut lining. And your gut lining is a muscle. And so that friction, that constant rubbing on the gut lining of these whole food particles eventually causes the tight junctions of the muscle of your gut lining to slowly start to tear. We get small holes in the gut lining, and this is what we call leaky gut. Who here has heard of leaky gut before? This is a big, big factor. I'm not going to write it because it'll show up backwards on Facebook. So you've got leaky gut going on. Now it gets even worse, because at this point, what's likely happening for you is every time you eat, because these food particles aren't being broken down properly, they start to ferment in your gut. Not the good kind of fermentation. So now these foods are rotting. And when that happens, it causes a gas buildup. And you guessed it, you're going to be tooting your way through the day, or it's going to literally bloat you. You're going to experience bloating. So that's one of the reasons why you're experiencing bloating. It's not actually the food's fault. It's that your gut is struggling to break down the food. You see, when we go to fix your gut, we have to ask the question, why is it that you're bloated? Why is it that you're constipated or have diarrhea or headaches or migraines or itchy skin or any of the things, right? We have to answer that question, because if you are not addressing the why, all of the causative factors, then all you are doing, my friend, is managing the symptom, and you are going to get caught on the angry gut train where your symptoms just keep lingering, they keep hanging on, and you don't seem to be able to move forward. Okay, let's see what's happening in the comments. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing lots of yeses. Judy's saying yes, just a little stress. Severe leaky gut. Petra's saying, I've heard of leaky gut, but where does it leak to? Great question. We are definitely going to talk about that right now. So here's what starts to happen. It gets worse, right? Because there's a few things that are going to happen now. These food particles start floating in the blood system. Okay, so if we were to look at your blood under a microscope, we would see these hopefully well-hydrated cells. Hopefully everyone's drinking lots of water. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But in between these cells, we'll see all these tiny food particles and toxins that begin floating in the blood system. So that's not good because your body cannot digest foods or process toxins in the blood system. And so what begins to happen is they land in places like the joints. I want you to think stiffness, pain, arthritis, goes right back to the gut. In that places like the heart issues, in the brain, I want you to think brain fog, memory issues, fatigue. Okay, is this all making sense? I hope this is like connecting some dots for everyone. So that is another big problem that's happening, and we've really got to go and fix that, right? This is also a factor with food sensitivities. If you're finding that you're reacting to foods, it could very much have to do with leaky gut, because what your body is going to do is turn on this broccoli or cheese or bread or whatever you're eating and say, excuse me, I can't digest you in here. What are you doing in here? And eventually your body will turn on that food and create a food sensitivity. It's why when you get food sensitivity testing done, which I don't recommend at the front end, it shows that foods are reacting, especially the ones that you're eating all the time, because they're floating in the blood system and the body can't process them. There's an excess of that food floating. Is this making sense? So that's another piece of this puzzle. Now, the other thing that's still going on, we haven't touched on in the gut here, is not only are food particles not being broken down properly, we've got leaky gut going on, we've got inflammation, you're probably a little cranky at this point, but because we don't have enough of the defense system happening, we don't have enough of the good bacteria or bouncers to keep bad bacteria out, we don't have enough enzymes happening to keep the gut acidic to keep bad bacteria out. Bad bacteria come in and they take over. This is where I encourage you to go watch last week's Facebook Live, because we talked about all of the bacteria from SIBO to H. pylori to parasites, candida, you name it. But that's what's going on here, my friends. You know, when it comes to your symptoms, it's not one or two of these things going on. They all connect. And so when people come to me, they're like, Alyssa, I tried a probiotic and it didn't work. I'm like, I know. Of course it didn't work, because you can put good bacteria in here all you want, but there's a big, big picture going on that all needs to be fixed. It's why it's so critical that you get on a complete gut repair system. So back to where we were here, we've got an overgrowth of bad bacteria happening. When it comes to food's not the problem here. Food's not the problem. You can eliminate, you can restrict, you can follow any diet that's out there. None of them are going to fix this situation. There's something so much deeper going on. We got to start popping the hood of your car, diving deep into the engine, and fixing these root causative factors. So let me just touch on food, because while today we're talking about why food isn't the problem, and now we've sort of established why, yes, see, it's not the problem here, your gut is the problem. I want you to understand that food is still really important. And as I've talked about over and over again, what most of my clients are doing is they're not eating enough food, and you might not be eating enough food either. And so what's really important is that we start to reintroduce foods and variety, because eating the same foods all the time is one of the risk factors for keeping yourself stuck on this angry gut train. And so when it comes to food, while I don't want you to go home and say, Alyssa told me to just add in all the foods, I don't want you to just grin and bear it. what's going to be important is that we support your body's ability to break down foods while you're fixing your gut with a complete gut repair system and introducing foods with a customized maximum nutrition plan. Meaning, we need a customized nutrition plan for you. You can't follow a one diet fits all. So, there's certain foods that will work for you that don't work for another person. So it's why it's so critical that you stop following these one size fits all approaches, because that's why it's also not working. So making sure that we're addressing all these pictures that are happening here. Okay, Margie's saying I'm not eating enough, I fill up fast, and then I bloat. Yeah, so you're probably feeling so bloated and you're feeling like you're so full because you kind of are. If foods aren't being broken down properly here, and we've got whole food particles that are floating in the stomach or that are sitting heavy in the stomach, then that's gonna play a big role in you bloating quickly, feeling super full, and let's be honest, not wanting to eat. So we got to help support that. So I'm gonna dive into something that I know so many of you have so badly wanted me to talk about, and so many people ask me about this, and that is digestive enzymes. So one of the things that I want everyone to understand is that I can't sit here and tell you what a complete gut repair system is for each individual body without talking to each individual person, because every single person requires a different protocol. That's why every one of our clients in the Love and Trust Your Guts program has a customized plan for each of their individual bodies. So when it comes to enzymes, a lot of people ask me, should I take enzymes? I mean, sure, the general answer is yes, enzymes are beneficial. But here's what's most important when it comes to enzymes. We have to determine what enzymes you actually need. And that's where, for me, sitting on this end of the camera right now, I can't say for your specific body exactly what you need, because we got to test. We got to have a conversation and really talk through all that's going on for you. So I'm going to talk about digestive enzymes with a big, remember this, make a note attached to it, in that if a digestive enzyme isn't working for you, it's because we need to get you on one that works best for your body and that your body needs. So generally speaking, yes, digestive enzymes can help, and I would encourage you to look for a full spectrum enzyme to try to kill many birds with one stone until you can get yourself on a complete gut repair system and work with a professional who can guide you through understanding what specific enzymes your body needs. Okay, so make sense for everyone? So I'm going to encourage, yes, digestive enzymes would be a great place to start, because what they do is help to put some of these enzymes back in here, which will help to break down your food particles so that when you are eating, you're going to be less reactive. And keep in mind, that's one piece of the puzzle. We can put the enzymes back in here, but we also have to fix this other big picture that's going on here by getting you on a complete gut repair system where we are removing, replenishing, repairing, and refueling your gut. All right, Cindy's saying, is heartburn also a symptom of all this? Absolutely, Cindy. So what happens, I'll just reiterate for those that have kind of joined us a little bit late, but when your food particles aren't being broken down properly and they end up sitting and fermenting and rotting in the gut, this creates a gas buildup, and that can often create a bloat, and it will push and put pressure on the valve between your stomach and your esophagus. And what we often see is there's more often a situation of low stomach acid, foods fermenting because there isn't enough acid to break down the foods. And so although there's low acid, there's still enough that when it splashes on the esophagus, it hurts. And so what's going to be really important is understanding if you have too much or too little stomach acid. But yes, that absolutely connects here. And you know what? I think we should actually do a topic on this. I'm going to do another Facebook Live, and we're going to talk on specifically proton pump inhibitors, antacids, things like Tums, medications that are suppressing acid, and whether that's actually helping or hurting, and how to know, like, do you actually need that, and what might actually be going on. So that I'm going to make a mental note of that, and we'll come back and do another Facebook Live on that. So guys, full spectrum digestive enzymes can help this situation in conjunction with a complete gut repair system. And you know, here's the thing, there's so many moving parts when it comes to fixing your gut, and it's one of the reasons why I created our free IBS Be Gone cheat sheet, where I compile a whole bunch of the stuff and put it in one spot for you. The thing that I love about our free IBS Be Gone cheat sheet is it includes top foods, supplements, and strategies to help you get fixing your gut. It's the perfect place to start. So what I wanted to do was make sure that we get that into your hands tonight. If you click the link above here in the description above, you can click that link and grab your free download and start there, because there's some incredible tools and resources in there to help you have immediate results. So make sure you guys click the link above. If you found this helpful tonight, if this is making a whole lot more sense for you, then make sure you give it a like, give it a share, or give me a big hello in the comments, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.